Two of the biggest Las Vegas chains will close all hotels and casinos by tomorrow. MGM Resorts will stop casino operations today. It already shut down some slot machines. The company will start laying off workers next week.
You heard that right. The company will start laying off workers next week. And look, it's not just MGM Resorts that are shutting down. There are closures in pretty much every state at this point, and it is to combat the spread of coronavirus, COVID-19. For instance, New York City will begin closing restaurants and bars Tuesday of this week, meaning tomorrow. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut began banning gatherings of 50 or more as schools close across the region. New York City schools close indefinitely with lessons by remote learning starting next week. So that's pretty serious. Also, groceries, gas stations, pharmacies, and some other essential businesses will be allowed to remain open. But Governor Cuomo and his counterparts said there were no plans to close public transit or rail service in or between the states. Now that's how things are, developing now. But as you guys all know, this is a quickly developing story, and sometimes decisions are made as the spread of this virus continues. I do want to go to this video of Governor Cuomo because he's calling out the federal government and its ineffectiveness in responding to the spread of coronavirus. Let's take a look.
You see a whole hodgepodge of efforts being taken across the country. This state is doing this state is doing this city is doing this. It's chaos. I think it actually feeds the feeling that the country's out of control. And there is no clear direction, and there is no clear path. California's doing this, New York is doing this, Illinois is doing this. It's the same problem across the country. The density may shift temporarily, but it is the same problem. Let the federal government say, these are the guidelines.
And in reality, every state is taking matters into their own hands. The federal government has been slow to issue guidelines. In fact, the Trump administration specifically has been downplaying the impact of coronavirus in an effort to help Donald Trump bolster his reelection chances. But as of Monday, New York State had 950 confirmed coronavirus cases, and that's up from 729 on Sunday. 7 people in New York have died from the virus so far. New York isn't the only state, by the way, that's made some changes. I'll give you some of the other updates in just a second, but I want you guys to jump in first.
Yeah, there's a lot about the closures that's frustrating, but first I want to mention that first video we played of Fox News talking about the Vegas closures. Like, I know that it takes place in Vegas, but do you need to have the hip bass line in the bottom, like boom, 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 boom? It's just like, there's so much tone deafness happening amid this enormous crisis. And then to Cuomo's point, he's talking about how he needs guidance. And I guess baked into the conservative ethos is states' rights, and the local municipalities should still be hands off, and the states should still be hands off. But if they need to, the local situation is better equipped to handle whatever the needs of that area are. However, Trump took 3 huge swings at this and failed, at least.
Yeah.
Like the first swing he took was like, everything's fine. The second swing he took was like, no, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ban travel to, spin the wheel, this place. And I'm gonna say 6 or 7 things wrong about what my own policy is. And he's been trying ever since then to actually figure out a plan of action. And unfortunately, he's just trying to save face and not fix anything for people.
Right, so let me jump in on that because legally speaking, states are the one, the states have the authority to make these changes. So the federal government can't implement these changes on their own. The states need to make these decisions, and that's the reason why you see some of the more liberal states taking the drastic measures necessary to stop the spread of COVID-19. But it is important for the federal government to issue its own guidelines because think about the states where you have these Trump sycophants who refuse to take it seriously, and they won't take it seriously until, unfortunately, Trump takes it seriously. So luckily, his tone changed today, and we'll give you some sound to kind of prove that. Luckily, it appears that Trump's taking this a lot more seriously than he did before. But I think that's the reason why Cuomo was urging the federal government to issue its own guidelines, so everyone is on the same, same course of action.
Yeah, at least have the same approach. But again, you're waiting for Donald Trump to get serious, which is
a disaster.
Nearly an impossible question you would like to have him do. So I think maybe Cuomo, what he's looking for maybe is something more like seriousness versus a plan. If you get serious, then at least the plan will have something that states can implement in their own way. Because again, you're gonna get to, there's been multiple states that are doing different things, and we know the layout of different states is different, different cities in those states. We have different weather issues, because I was saying earlier today, it's been raining in LA lately, last several days. Then it took a day off, and then it started again a little bit today. So that, in a way, I think, whenever we have rainy days and everything else is fine, there's no pandemic in the world, people generally stay out from outside because Angelinos are afraid of water. So it was a built-in quarantine for folks. It's like, it's raining and there's this. If it gets sunny, I worry that it's not gonna be the same. So we know there's different things for each state, but if there's a general flat-based thing that each state can implement and take to it, that's something, at least a starting point, that I think Cuomo is looking for there.
Well, let's go to the next clip, because here's Donald Trump, seems like he's taking the situation a little more seriously.
We'd much rather be ahead of the curve than behind it, and that's what we are. Therefore, my administration is recommending that all Americans, including the young and healthy, work to engage in schooling from home when possible, avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people, avoid discretionary travel, and avoid eating and drinking at bars, restaurants, and public food courts.
So luckily, there's the President of the United States saying, hey, let's not get together in large groups. Let's limit it to 10 people or less. Try not to go to these restaurants and these bars. Luckily, several states have closed bars and restaurants. For instance, in Los Angeles, Governor Gavin Newsom has taken some drastic actions as the number of coronavirus cases in California rapidly escalates. Newsom is calling for all bars, wineries, and nightclubs in the state to close. Newsom is also asking all Californians age 65 and older and those with chronic conditions to isolate themselves at home. Restaurants are also shutting down, but not completely. For instance, you won't be able to go to a restaurant and eat in California, but you can order delivery or takeout.
Which honestly, I think, sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
But honestly, that part, I feel like, the restaurant industry that's worried to a degree, of course, not with servers and stuff, but that's, with people being at home, I think that's gonna spike with people ordering food in. That maybe are sick of whatever it is that they've gathered from the grocery store.
But you should know that. My sister-in-law has a couple restaurants, and she's like, she made this internet video, this Instagram post where she just says like, it's weird because if you're a restaurateur, like you're used to like bringing people to the same table, like that's your passion, that's why you do what you do, to bring people together. And now it's a time when that is literally the worst thing you could possibly do. But just people out there knowing that you can order delivery, that should help out. And I know her restaurant actually like extended hours to be like 12 hours a day instead of just a breakfast lunch place, so that people could order and have it delivered. But yeah, you should know that that's still a possibility. So your favorite restaurants, one way you can help them out and help yourself out to avoid some of the grocery issues that that are not only difficult to deal with, but also like kind of high risk in terms of being around a lot of people who are fighting in some situations over toilet paper. If you can, try to order in. I know that's prohibitively expensive if you keep doing it, but that's one of the options for some.
And also, just be cognizant of how we're all in this together. Try not to hoard things when you do get an opportunity to go to a grocery store. Everything's gonna be okay if you don't have toilet paper, okay? Like,
I haven't ever used toilet paper and I'm fine. High fives.
I don't know, maybe it's time to really rethink the American ban on bidets,
I was just gonna say,
dude, I have one.
Go out and get one. That's what I was gonna say too. If you can, again,
they're kind of pricey, but yeah.
All of this is of course with the understanding of many people don't have the option. So I guess across the board disclaimer there. We understand that there's a lot of options people don't have. Many people in America don't have, which is again, a problem that maybe needs to be highlighted right now because we don't realize how many people actually live in poverty or below a level that they can do things like extra like this.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, Jayar. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.